So, let me address it right off the bat. Yes, there is red behind me. So I don't know, I switched it up, man. So the green's never changing as the go-to. I mean, those are the official Secular Talk colors that happened in 2008. But now, between the specials, we'll do blue. So like Obama's report card, we did blue. And I guess for Q&A segments, we're doing red. Why? I just made it up. So that's what we're going to do. But I'm sure you guys will, I like this one better. I like that one better. Either way, that's going to be the layout, what I just went through. Regular show, green, blue for specials, red for random Q&As. Now, why am I doing a Q&A? Well, there's a Q&A because Secular Talk just passed, I can't believe this number, it's ridiculous, 9,000 YouTube videos uploaded to the channel. 9,000. 9,000. So that's got to put us in the top 0.01% of YouTubers and how many videos they've uploaded. I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, it's got to be around there. Definitely the top 1%. But, so we're doing a Q&A for that, and also because we just recently passed 450,000 subscribers. I was debating whether or not I would save the Q&A for 500,000, but I said, you know what? We might as well do it because between the 9,000 videos and 450,000, and I haven't done a Q&A in a really long time, and I rarely do them. But I got a lot of comments to get to here. There's no way I'm going to get to all the questions. So there were 341 of them in the first 4 hours alone when I posted on Facebook about this. And by the way, I'm never, ever on the Facebook. Lilith does a great job running that stuff, and TYT posts some stuff there as well, but I'm never there, so don't expect me to see it if you're writing there, just a heads up. I just randomly went on there and posted to ask for questions for the segment that we're doing now. But 341 questions in the first 4 hours. After the first 4 hours, I was already tapped out. There's no way I'm going to get to fucking 341 questions in the time span that we have. So let me shut the fuck up talking about other things now and get right to your questions. And I'll do my best to give a lot of detail and attention to each one. So I'm not going to give the full name because I don't know if you want that, but I will give your first name here. So Alex says, I'm a libertarian and I notice I get along with far-left liberals very well. What do you think about a libertarian and progressive alliance being taken more seriously? This is something I've spoken about a bunch on the show, but I actually should probably talk about it more. I've been screaming about this for years. I totally agree there should be a libertarian and liberal alliance because, very simply put, we agree completely on about 50% of the issues. So you see this actually all the time in Congress. You see this in the Senate. Bernie Sanders and Ron Paul used to work together on legislation where they could agree. So, you know, for drug reform, for example, they can agree on various social issues. On foreign policy, there's almost complete agreement. So I never liked when Democrats or when libertarian Republicans only focused on the negatives about the other one, because you want to talk about true bipartisanship that's actually principled bipartisanship, and it would make a lot of sense to do. Well, this is it right here. The Libertarian-Liberal Alliance is the exact kind of bipartisanship that I can get behind. The kind of bipartisanship that we have most of the time in Washington, when it's not like formerly Ron Paul and Bernie Sanders working together, is the bipartisanship where establishment Democrats and establishment Republicans both agree to screw you and both agree to sell out to Big Pharma and Wall Street. But when you have people who actually have an ideology, they have a philosophy, they're consistent, they don't change for hacky partisan reasons, well, then of course you could work with them. And, I think libertarians happen to be almost totally right on social issues and totally right on foreign policy. Now, on economic policy, we disagree massively. Okay, but very simply, we don't work together on those issues. We will oppose each other on those issues, and that's fine. But yeah, we should work together where we agree. So I never liked it when you had Tom Hartman used to do this all the time. Actually, no, wrong. No, right. Tom Hartman and some other progressive hosts, who, by the way, I love. Like, I'm not this isn't me saying I'm against Tom Hartman, who is actually an inspiration for me doing what I do now, but like you'll see segments of how they just go after libertarians viciously. And I feel like any conversation about libertarians from a principled progressive should include the fact that, oh yeah, by the way, I tend to agree with them on like half of the fucking issues. So I love it, and I think that you have a very rare thing in libertarians that you also get with, you know, the Progressive Caucus and the Bernie Sanders type Democrats and independents, where there's no fuckery. What you see is what you get. They're telling you exactly what they believe. You could totally disagree on half of it, as I do, but the other half where we agree and where you know you're dealing with an honest actor, yes, let's work together. So Rand Paul, he's done some great work with some Democrats. You know, I'd love to see more of that. And that's the only way. Like in the NSA, for example, there's an issue right there where the libertarian wing of the Republican Party, however few there are, can work together with the Progressive Caucus, can work together with actual principled liberals and progressives to try to get reform and stop the government from spying on us. So there's a lot of room to work together, and I totally agree that there should be an alliance, even though on half the issues I also massively disagree with them and think they're a little off their rocker, like when they want to get rid of stuff like the EPA and the FDA and they want to have zero income tax.